Now I gotta ride or die.
So guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, we've done it again. We've accidentally, on purpose, sort of bought another car that I caught wind of. I caught wind of this car a couple of days ago. I decided to go and have a look. I knew that it had been sat. I knew that I was in for a bit of shrewd negotiating on this one. But, funnily enough, I have actually owned 5 of these already, so that might give you, if you have watched this channel previously, it might give you a little inkling as to what we've actually picked up this time. This is a super cheap car. When I say cheap, I mean cheap. The prices on these cars, because of specific things that these have gone up in price. They have rocketed over the past couple of years, and it has meant that I've been slightly priced out from where I used to buy them from to where they're worth now. But thankfully, I have waited, and one has popped up local to me. It has been slightly disused, I think the word is. She's obviously got high miles, and there's a crack in the back. There's loads of things wrong with it. It's also got no MOT on it, but I will take a punt anyway. And I do these silly things so you guys don't have to. So, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, did you know that 70% of you are not even subscribed to this channel? Please, just hit the subscribe button down there. Now, please watch this video to the end. We have so much to talk about in here, and I might convert a few of you guys out there to go and buy this specific car. Again, I have owned 5 of these, and I am so ecstatic that I'm able to own another one, thanks to you guys on the channel for watching the videos. But I won't ramble on, because there's a lot of rambling that's going to go on. We're going to watch the full video. You guys need to watch the full video. I'm going to go and get the car. It starts, it drives, it is beautiful. I am so happy. This is the best car I've bought since my Cadillac. I'm going to say that out loud. Yeah, I'm going to say that out loud. Yeah, we're going to say that out loud. So, I'm going to spin you guys around. We'll go and get the car.
Ah, just feel the music that we play. Here's your love, free your mind. It's mine.
We just sent it to you guys because apparently I'm a really bad YouTube. Put it in front of the car. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yes, that is right, as we're now finally in the spot where you can actually see the car. A Lexus GS300. Let's go. You have no idea how excited I am about this car. I, of course, buy cars for the channel. We've owned M4s, RS3s. This is the best car I've bought in the last 5 years, apart from a Cadillac. I'm saying that out loud. This car is the reason I'm into cars. Cars like this are the reason I'm into cars. And that sounds really sad, but I want to explain why. Firstly, I want to sort of explain my weird obsession with these cars. Now, I bought one of these when I was about 22, 23 years old. That is about 11, 12 years ago. I had my first one. Paid £450 for it, 150,000 miles, black one. Very cool car. If you didn't know already what engine it is, it has a 2J in it, of course. This generation of 2J isn't the same as the big turbo Supra, like that. Softer pistons, all that sort of good stuff. That has meant over time, people have sort of begun to understand that these cars have those engines, split them down, destroyed them, various things have happened, and then the price has gone up. They were readily available for, you know, way under 500 quid with an MOT. But the reason I love them is because this generation of Lexus, the LS, the GS, even sort of the IS, although I've owned them, not really much of a fan. They were trying to break America with the Lexus brand. They were pumping so much money and over-engineering these cars to a point where even today, you step in this car and you are in the lap of luxury. The seats are fantastic. It drives insane. That's why I love these cars, is because at this time, so when the LS400 was coming out, this generation of GS300s, I believe that Lexus had so much money that they made these cars just insanely good and pretty much indestructible at the same time. But enough of me blabbing. I know there'll be people in the comments like, what are you even on about? It's an old Lexus. It's not. I will do a full video, be harping on, and Waffle King. I think some people were saying, oh, waffle for a full 20-minute. I will do a 20-minute waffle video of how I think these are the best cars and the most underrated. But we'll get to that and bore you guys with that in the not so distant future. But let's have a look around this thing. It's ropey. We are going to start off though with the pièce de résistance. There might have been, as I pushed that up, there might have been an explosion in there at some point not that long ago. Basically, this part of the car completely gave up, showered the engine in. It looks like someone's. Yeah, this all needs to be cleaned, but brand new radiator in from the previous owner, which is good, and it's done many happy miles with all of this dodgy white stuff all over the engine bay. But as you can see, it is the VVTi generation, so you're on an 02 plate, so later generation GS300, and it is actually lovely in here. Yes, it needs a good clean, but it's all very much intact. It just needs a bloody good clean. The wheels are incredibly pitted. This seems to be a generational thing on this generation of pretty much all Lexuses from this generation. I'm going to say generation again, generation. But yeah, the fronts definitely go really, really badly. Maybe it's brake dust, I'm not too sure. Leave a comment below if you know. There's really odd rust on the roof. Right here is quite bad, and just over there, one odd place to have rust. Well, I suppose it's actually quite common there, but still an odd place. Someone has had an argument with something like a wall, and there's like scrapes and like a dent and rust, and yeah, it's not very nice. Now, we're not here to be negative. Here are the positives, and we start inside with what is just one of the nicest interiors, just quality interior from a time, a generation, late 90s, early noughties. So you have stuff at 200,000 miles. Everything still works, bar the VSC. I can only believe that that's something to do with the ABS. Please let me know in the comments below. I've had this issue in this generation Lexus GS300 before, and I believe it's an ABS issue. We will get to the bottom of that. As it runs, as it drives, it is absolutely sweet. In fact, there is 2 keys. When was the last time you bought a used car and there was 2 keys and a genuine Lexus key tag? Look at that. That is just, I believe that that's actually a genuine one as well, because it's really high quality and it's aged like a fine wine, just like this car has, in my opinion. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's get on. The steering wheel comes down. Luxury whips. Now, when I went and picked this car up, you will not believe that I turned up to pick it up and I didn't even know it was running. It has had a few revolutions in my ownership so far, and that was mainly just getting off the trailer to make sure she was happy. I've created what I believe to be an exhaust leak pretty much straight away. In front of me, we have one of the best, in my opinion, and I know I may be wrong, one of the best layouts of a dash ever. Everything is laid out as you want it to be, and it is showing exactly 198,845 miles. I am going to make it to the magical 200,000 miles. I will take this car there. As we turn the vehicle off, the steering wheel goes away from you. I have never bought one of these without a black interior. I always thought the non-black interiors weren't very nice. Genuinely starting to like this colour interior, if I'm honest. It's sort of beigey, I'm not really sure, with a browny I mean, I'm not really even sure what the colour is. I'm going to call it a mocha interior. It has genuine plastic, probably wood. You have cup holders in the centre. Everything works. All pushes out lovely. This works as it should. It's got a disc changer in there. I mean, I know I'm harping on about this car, and I know that I'm speaking to the wrong people because you guys out there probably don't like this car. I absolutely love this car. Like, genuinely love it. It's also got cruise control, which is nice. Also, something you will never ever know is that the headliner is padded. It's padded. You'd never know that until you sat in one of these and probably owned it to actually realise that it's all padded in it. Even these, they're padded. The sun visors are padded. How cool is that? Does that work? Yes, it does. Perfect. Anyway, back to the outside. Now, here is the best bit about this car. Now, I bought this off a gentleman and his wife. They have owned it for the last 10 years. It has been a staple in their household to get them everywhere. On holiday, to school, to work. They have pretty much, as I've been looking through the MOT history, they put about 90 to 100,000 miles on this car over that 10-year period. Doesn't sound like a lot, 10,000 miles a year, but it has been the dependable daily they always wanted in their family. They genuinely did not want to sell it. I just knew about the car. I knew that the gentleman wanted to sort of move it on. They had bought a new car and it had been sat for around a year on his driveway. And it's really nice to hear that story about this car. It's a 2-3 owner car. It's been moved around him and his wife's name twice. That is true testament to how good these cars are. They genuinely had to have a good think about it when I offered them some money for it. They were like, I'm an NR, they don't really want the money, but they don't need the car. So it is a sentimental car to them, which is fantastic news for me, because I love that these cars are cherished, and I'd like to cherish this as long as I own it. Want to do some miles in this. I want to get it to the 200,000 miles. I want to fix it up. I want to get an MOT on it. I want to fix all the little bits and bobs and take you guys along on the journey, because I think this is one of those that just needs saving. And I know we joke around a lot on this channel, but I get it. Sentimental cars are sentimental. I have owned sentimental cars. I've wanted to buy back sentimental cars. I thankfully have in the past. And if you get that side of that story, good stuff. If you don't, we will still have some fun in this thing. We still will enjoy it for the channel. But it's just nice that sometimes I haven't bought this from a dealer. I haven't bought it off a random forecourt where it's been traded in and left. It's actually come from someone that just genuinely didn't want to get rid of it. So I appreciate the owner for actually letting me step forward and say, look mate, I'll take it and I will do it up and I will drive it around. So guys, make sure you like this video. If you're happy to see me back in a Lexus GS300, let me know in the comments below. I am ecstatic about it, as you can probably tell by this video. This car, this situation wouldn't exist without you guys. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.